So right next to me, I have a curated rack of thrifted clothing. I recently stumbled across this very cool website called Inro, which is an Australian thrifting styling program. Essentially, it is a styling subscription service of secondhand clothes. So you sign up, put in some little details about yourself, pay either a one-off or a subscription fee, and then you get sent a curation of secondhand items which you can wear all month long. So it's like a full month rental that you can wear them, you don't have to wash them. And then you can either send them back or you can choose to keep them for an additional fee. I can't remember how I found them, whether it was like organic or through ads, but I remember seeing it, writing it down, being like, this would be a cool video. I want to do this video. So here we are. This is the video. I have the items behind me, but I did film the whole process, including me like going on the website and like filling out my details and things like that. So you're about to see all of that. And let us see where this secondhand styling journey takes us. Okay, so I'm on the Inro website. Very snazzy logo. So step one is to pick if you want to do it as a subscription or as a one-off. For the purposes of this, we're going to be doing a one-off, but I do think the subscription sounds cool. I've only seen style boxes in Australia and I've only tried one before. And the idea of those ones was that it would send you things and you would try them on and then you could decide whether you want to keep them or send them back. But the idea wasn't for you to wear them throughout the month. And I know in the US, you guys have Nuuly, which is designed for you to wear it over the course of the month. And on the regular, or you just like to try new things with your style, but you don't necessarily want to, you know, spend a lot of money buying new clothes, and also like the time aspect of that, the money aspect of that, and the environmental impact. And I do think typically with any type of like styling box or whatever, if it does have like a customer preference, because they're getting to know your style, I do think it would improve over time as opposed to a one-off. And I'm not going to be like too harsh on a one-off. I'm not going to like be mad if they don't totally get my style on the first try, because I know how specific I am. And even in that, I'm kind of interested to see if they'll recommend something to me that I wouldn't pick out for myself, but I might end up really liking. So let's see. Okie dokie, just input some of my personal details, which you did not need to see. Also popped in my measurements, and now I'm doing my height, which I'm smack in the middle, baby. So getting to know your ideal style, and they want me to pick one of the three below. I'm gonna go for number one, which is just tag your social media account, because I think that will be the most helpful for them, because then they have the most pictures. I kind of go back and forth because like my social links, obviously like there's a lot there, and I'm like, is that too much information? That's like information overload. But ultimately I do think I'll share my social links. I think it's helpful. I'm also going to try and see if I can give them the link to my wearing account, which is my like virtual wardrobe where I like log all of my wardrobe pieces. Maybe again, that's too much information. I don't know. I feel like more information is better. Also maybe a bit unhinged, but I have cataloged my wardrobe. Figured more information would be better. Also feel free to disregard. Upload a picture or mood board of your desired style, screenshots or photos of you. I haven't been on Pinterest in a hot second, but I do have a couple of Pinterest boards and I can maybe include that. I feel like with my social media and my wardrobe and that combined, I think that will help. And then optional, here's a chance to tell us anything else you want us to know. Here is what I have said. Hi there, I'm happy to receive a mix of pieces for my lifestyle, so work/play. I mostly work from home, so don't need anything super corporate-y. Occasionally I do need to go to an office and have client meetings, but it's still business/smart casual and we are a creative team. Outside of work, I really like playing with my personal style. Hopefully the shared links/inspo give an insight into what I like to wear. I don't have any hard nose, but I do prefer to generally steer away from synthetic materials where possible, prefer natural fibers if it's close to the skin, so fitted t-shirts and cardigans. I also don't really wear much black or super dark colors, especially in the warm months. I love feminine and girly styles. My wardrobe is mostly cool tone pastel colors and I'm happy to experiment with something a little outside my norm. I tend to default to some version of jeans and a t-shirt and would love to have some other comfy and cute options. Please let me know if you need any clarifying info from me. Thank you so much. So that is it. I have submitted all of the information. I should be getting a confirmation email, and if they need anything else in the meantime, I will respond. But until then, we're waiting for my box. So we'll see. But before we get into the rest of it, I want to thank this video's sponsor. Turns out I do not have a sponsor for this video.
Yes, you do, baby girl. This week, I'm your sponsor in terms of the shared hosting duties for our podcast Rewind Time.
That's right, we have started a podcast, as you just said. It is called Rewind Time. It is the unofficial YouTube history podcast. Max, what is the podcast about?
The podcast is about me learning about various YouTubers. I'm someone who doesn't watch YouTube. You're someone who obviously does
Watches
watch
too much YouTube.
Yeah. So we've been going back and watching some creators like Smosh, like Ryan Higa, like iJustine, all these people who I did not know anything about, and I'm experiencing it for the first time.
So we're always going back and doing like the YouTube cinematic universe recap. You can find Rewind Time on our YouTube channel. It is a video podcast, so just look up Rewind Time Podcast and I'll link it below.
We also have an audio only on all of the podcast networks. You can find that on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, the RSS feed, wherever you get your podcast, you can listen to it.
It's Rewind Time. So please, if you're interested in internet history, pop culture, or you're just hoping that we might cover your favorite YouTuber, then please do check out Rewind Time. We've been working on this podcast for quite some time now, and I'm really excited that it's finally out there and you all get to listen to it. So it would really mean a lot to me if you did check it out, if it's something that you have an interest in. Thank you again for all of your support on the podcast so far. And with that, let's get back into the video. The package has arrived. I feel like it was pretty quick, definitely within 10 business days of whenever I did the survey. I don't know if you can tell, but it's basically packed in a packing cube, and this didn't have any paper or plastic or anything around it. And I went and picked it up with my boyfriend, and he was like, whoa, that's like a really cool way to send something. And I agree. Anyway, I'm really excited and intrigued to see what I ended up getting. I didn't get like an email kind of like spoiling me and telling me what I meant to get. So in a week's time or so, I should be getting an email about how to like style the pieces I have. But for now, let's just get in there. Oh, okay. Definitely stuff happening. I'm trying not to look at everything at the same time. This is the first piece, which just fell out of the top when I opened it. So we have here a little cropped tank top, but I think it's reversible. That is very funky. It's not something I would normally pick out for myself, but also it's not something I would wear. It's just not something I have worn. Do you know what I mean? This has no labels on it at all, which makes me think this is like a handmade or like upcycled piece of some kind. Maybe we'll find out more when I get the little details. I'm just gonna pull things out randomly and try not to look. Ooh, okay, interesting. I feel like on camera they do look black, but they are like a navy in real life. They're like a navy with like a black corset lace-up detail. I wasn't expecting something like this. I do think they are a really wide leg cut, which I do like how wide they are. Will be interesting to try them on and see. Next up, this is like another cropped cami tank kind of vibe. Maybe like a cottony linen kind of vibe. Red and white striped again. I feel like I'm sensing like a nautical theme so far. Kinda? I don't know. We'll see. Who knows where it's gonna go. Actually, over the t-shirt I'm wearing right now, this could be quite cute, and the brand is Milk and Honey, which I think I've had something from them a long time ago. I think it was mainly stocked in department stores. I'm very interested in like the direction and the vision behind it. I'm so keen to see that magic link sent to me to see like what the idea and like the styling was behind all of it, but we'll see. Next up is this, which is these shorts or a skirt? Oh, I think they're shorts. Okay, these are pretty cute. They're just a little pair of like white summery shorts. Again, no brand on these, but they do feel like a cotton linen, and it's kind of hard to see, but they have like a little ruffle along the bottom and climate appropriate for the country in which I live. And then it's like a little linen-y cotton top in like a dusky sort of peachy color. And then we have the last piece. Oh, hang on. Whoa. It's kind of hard to show you in one frame, but it's like this pink and green midi dress, but it's like a cami crossover. I'm sounding very smart. It has like a crossover strap detail, which is, again, not something I would normally go for. I really like the colors, like the pink, the green, and the yellow. I think it's such a fun color mix. So this does feel quite different to the rest of the picks. These kind of all make sense together. This feels kind of like a wild card item, but probably the most like something for me out of the bunch. So this is the lineup. In terms of first impressions, I didn't really go into it with a lot of expectation because it's the first time that I'm trying the style box. I think they're pretty clear about communicating that the more you work with the style box, the better. They're gonna get to know your tastes and interests. It's interesting because I can see the direction. I really like how all of the separates, I think you can kind of see how they would work together. Interested to get the vibe check and what we think. I feel like we should try on the pieces. So let's do that, let's try them on. This is the little shirt top. I actually quite like the silhouette and I like how it feels. It just feels very easy breezy, comfy. Obviously I wouldn't style it with my lilac jeans. In person, this is a color that really doesn't do anything for me, I feel. It do be looking quite similar to my skin color. But color aside, it's a very nice little easy breezy top. I think sleeves look nice. Yeah, the color is a little hard to get past just for me. But other than that, I think it's pretty cute. Next up is the little red and white striped cami. I kind of like the silhouette. Nice and drapey, again, nice and light. I don't typically raw dog camis like this, mainly because I am pretty sun conscious, so I would prefer to have something with like longer sleeves or put a t-shirt underneath, but that could be the intention for how they imagine me styling this. But in terms of like summery appropriate, it does feel very cool, breezy, and I like the cut and style on me more than I thought I would. Maybe it's just also with like my hair and the messy bun at the moment. I do feel like the color, again, directly on my skin is looking a little fleshy. Maybe a little bit, maybe not. And here is the last top, the little tie-up bow. And again, I think it's reversible with the red and white on the other side. One thing I will say so far is the sizing has been pretty spot on. I did give my measurements, but that can still sometimes be a bit tricky to kind of guess what will actually fit. I could understand if things were not fitting 100%, and I guess we'll see as we go on. This is again a different vibe for me, but I don't hate it. Wearing this top, I feel like I'm cosplaying as a girl who is much cooler than I am. This is like a very cool top for cool people. Am I giving cool person? Okay, I've just put on the dress. I think the color and the print are really fun. I'm not sure about, I guess it's like a combination between the cut and like the fabric of the dress. I do have my bra on, but it's like a haltery type of spaghetti strap situation, and it's not something I super love on myself. And then the back is like a bit of a scoop back strappy situation. I get that this one would be something you would probably not wear a bra underneath, or you'd wear like a sticky bra, or like if you wanted to style it with a t-shirt, which is sort of how I feel like I would style, well, I don't know. But there's also a slit on the side which goes up pretty high. It is like a synthetic-y, stretchy material, which is what, you know, gives it like a really nice like sort of shape on the body. But it does feel like a little sweaty. Like even in just putting it on, like I feel a little sweaty, which is just a personal thing that I really don't like. So far out of everything we've tried on, this piece does feel a little lower quality. I think it's mainly from the feeling of the fabric specifically. I also wanted to mention only these two out of the bunch have labels, like brand labels or care tags. Some of them have like the material tags still, but there's no brand or label tags. And you can kind of see where they have been cut out. And I totally understand why they do this in like circular fashion. That is because a lot of us, I feel myself included, do have a bias against fast fashion labels that we know. But we all know that the quality of like a fast fashion garment can really vary widely within that brand. When you think of fast fashion labels, and I know myself included, like I have pieces of fast fashion that I bought a really long time ago that have held up, that have been of higher quality, and then equally I've had pieces that have been really terrible quality. So especially in efforts to keep fashion circular and get pieces to get worn and get use out of them, and people not to just be turned off by the fact that it says, you know, Shein on them. I totally get why they would take labels out of things, because I haven't tried them on yet, but I think that pair of cotton shorts is quite cute. But if they had Shein on the label, maybe it would feel differently. I don't know, maybe, right? Maybe. But so far I just think they're a cute pair of shorts. So I do think it gives pre-loved clothes a better chance of being reintroduced into people's wardrobes. All of that to say, trying this dress on, not knowing the brand, it could be from like a nice Australian boutique brand, it could be fast fashion, not entirely sure, but I know that I'm not loving the quality of it for me personally. All right, let's try on the rest. Okay, I'm wearing the little Zara pair of trousers, and it's kind of hard to see because of the darkness, so hopefully it shows up. I feel like it's sort of hard for it to show up on camera. I think for my personal comfort and feelings, they feel a little too small, a little too snug around the hip, like top of the thigh area. I guess pretty ambitious that they chose pants for me. I was sort of not expecting them to pick pants. It's not a silhouette I would wear. They just don't happen to be quite right for my personal comfort and confidence. Alrighty, and then here are the white shorts. I do like the style of these. The material feels very nice. Again, I think it's just a little bit of a sizing thing. I am fully self-aware that I have a little bit of junk in the trunk. I can provide my hip measurement and my waist measurement, but it won't always tell the full story because the majority of that measurement is in the back section. I think this is probably the most me thing. Admittedly, it's probably one of the more simple items. This piece, I'm like, oh yeah, I can see why someone would pick that for me or would think I'd like that. I don't think it's a very far-fetched pick. But yeah, I mean, cute little pair of beachy shorts. So that is everything I received in my kind of mystery one-off rotation from Inro. I will be back when I get my magic link, which will have some of the styling tips and inspiration, which I'm very keen to see kind of the why behind my pieces. So I'm gonna go away and have a little play with what we have here and I will report back. Alrighty, we are back here. I have my email with my magic link, including my little styling tips. I received the link basically exactly when they said it would come, so about a week after I received my items. So I have a $5 discount code to keep any of the items here if I wanted to keep them. And they also list the prices for the different items. So let's quickly go through. So the black wide-legged pants, these Zara ones, are $45. The pink and green floral dress is $50. This reversible vest / top is $60. The peach linen short sleeved shirt is $40. The red stripe cami is $30. And the white waves short is 35 Australian dollars. So that is the item pricing. They're all in really nice condition, so keeping that in mind. Other than maybe the pink and green dress, which I would just say the material of that does not feel very nice. Again, that's a very big preference kind of thing, but generally the other items are like cotton, linen, like they just feel of a nicer quality to me personally. So apart from the couple of pieces here, which are these two, which do have tags on them, and I can probably roughly gauge the original price point of them, we're judging the price point of the rest of the clothes simply based on the quality of the piece, which I think is kind of cool. I think it's kind of good. Like, I don't know if this piece was from a brand or if it was handmade. I feel like it was handmade, but if I saw this piece in like a curated secondhand store, which is essentially what this service is, and they were charging 60 Australian dollars for it, I would be like, yeah, I think that's pretty fair. But for example, this dress, also not knowing what brand it's from, if I saw this at a curated vintage store for 50 Australian dollars, I probably wouldn't. I don't think that's really worth the price point to me. And again, price point and worth and value is so subjective and personal, but I think that price range between 30 Australian dollars and 60 Australian dollars is very reasonable. So when it comes to the styling, if you scroll down, there are styling like suggestions and then tips for 3 of the items that we have in our curation. So first up is the peach linen short sleeved shirt. And they have a little description underneath. I'll pop it up here, but it just says, a peach pink linen shirt has a soft, fresh feel, making it perfect for casual and slightly polished looks. It pairs beautifully with warm neutrals like beige, cream, or tan for a light and airy vibe. For contrast, try earthy tones like olive, rust, or mustard, or go for deeper hues like burgundy or navy for a richer combination. Soft blues and lilacs also complement peach pink for a playful touch. For bottoms, high-waisted wide leg trousers or tailored shorts in white, beige, or olive keep it chic. Light wash or classic blue denim, either in a cropped straight leg or wide leg cut, creates an easygoing look. A flowy midi skirt in a soft neutral or a print adds elegance. White linen pants keep it relaxed. Finish with sandals or sneakers for casual wear, or opt for ankle boots for a transitional feel. So that is the styling advice for this shirt here. And then the pictures they provide are like styling suggestions of like very similar shirts. Like, I don't think any of them are the same shirt, but it's like a very similar like V-neck cut linen-y type shirt of a similar color. The next one is for the pink and green floral dress. I won't read out the whole blurb, so if you want to pause and read through the whole thing, you can. But it says it pairs well with neutrals like white, beige, or tan to keep the focus on the print. And if you wanted something bolder, you could contrast it with deep green, burgundy, or even mustard. And then if you want a playful twitch, you could do a touch of lilac or baby blue for an unexpected but complementary pop. It also recommends styling it with gold jewelry, white pearls, beaded pieces for a romantic feel. For a more classic look, a structured tan or white bag. And I guess for a more like matchy look, a green or pink mini bag. And then for shoes, it recommends nude or tan sandals or green and pink heels for a statement. And then it said you could also layer it with a cropped denim or white linen jacket. And I would say for me, out of all three of the pieces where they've provided styling tips and advice, this one is where I feel like the images and the advice feels the most personalized to me, or like something I would be able to mix and match with. And a couple of the pictures look quite similar to like inspo pics that I might have had on my mood board, or just like generally like the most similar to my style. And then we have the styling advice for the white wave short. So again, I'll pop the whole thing up if you want to read through it, but it says these shorts can be styled in soft and feminine ways, pairing beautifully with pastels like blush pink, baby blue, and lilac, which does sound very up my alley, or alternatively warm neutrals like beige and cream and tan to keep it sophisticated. For a pop of color, try soft corals, mint green, or even a playful lemon yellow. It recommends pairing it with a fitted floral blouse, a lace trim cami, or an off-the-shoulder ruffled top to enhance the feminine feel. It also says a soft knit cardigan or puff sleeve top adds a romantic touch, whereas a silky pastel blouse makes it dressy. Accessories like pearl jewelry, a mini pink or mint handbag, and dainty sandals or ballet flats complete the girly aesthetic. And then it also recommends a floral hair clip or a headband, which actually, that also sounds pretty similar to my style, or like things that I have in my wardrobe. Ballet flats, feminine, girly, pastels, like all of that is something I have. Definitely not the warm neutrals, but like the rest of that, I'm like, yeah, there's like a lot of stuff I could pair with this. I'm genuinely sad that these don't fit me quite right, because this is actually filling a gap in my wardrobe that I've been trying to fill. Some of the inspo pics are definitely more me, some of them are not really my vibe at all, but again, it's a mix, it's different styling inspiration, it's showing you how you can style them in different ways. But I do think like generally the styling inspiration for all three of these is quite like fashionable, quite up to date, quite popular, even if it's not all necessarily like my style. I think all of those styling suggestions and tips like are really great to kind of get your brain creatively thinking about how to pair them. Like reading through those, I'm like, oh yes, I have that pair of shoes. Oh yes, I have that bag. So I think the way they've done it and like breaking it down into colors and like different kinds of tops and shoes and bags, like I think that's done really well. I think what's missing for me in this process, and they do have like a little feedback portal after every time you do it. I'm doing a one-off, but if you did a subscription, you have time to do your feedback. So they have it for your next month, which I think is really cool. So I'll share this feedback, but just letting you know my thoughts. I feel like what's missing here, and I've seen it done in like other styling subscription services, is sort of like an overall, here's why this selection has been picked for you. I think it's really great to have the styling advice, but there are a couple of times throughout this process where I've been a bit like, but why did they pick that for me? And even if I don't necessarily like the item, or it doesn't fit, it would be good to understand the why. And maybe that's just me. I think that would really add a lot of extra value. Sorry, I'm going like full like marketing consultant mode. Please forgive me. Even if they were just like, hey, this is something totally different, but we think the color really suits you. Or hey, you own a lot of pieces like this, and this is something really different, but I think pairing this with your other pieces would make the whole outfit pop. Are we following my train of thought? Anyway, now that we have the styling information and the suggestions, and I've also just been marinating my little noggin, let's get some outfits going. Okie dokie, I have popped on the little pink and green dress over my t-shirt. I do think this styling is probably the most likely way I would style a dress like this, just because of the straps and the neckline, and that is how it was styled in I think at least one of the inspo images, so I've kind of gone for that vibe. And then it recommended like green or pink shoes to kind of match with the outfit. And then I have little like green mules. They're not like the exact same color. I'm kind of using what I have here to kind of, you know, go with the flow. And I'll pop like a full length little video up here, but I feel like it does work. I also have a couple of bag options. I could go with the green, which is very close to the green of the shoes. Or, and I think what is like maybe the cuter option is the white bag, because then it's like a little bit extra white, and then it's like not too matchy-matchy with the bags and the shoes. So that's me just like quickly styling it up with a couple of pieces from my wardrobe. I'm still not in love with the dress. I just went and grabbed my sunglasses, because like, hang on, that's kind of a vibe. Sorry, the water bottle was just for water. Although admittedly, the water bottle does match. I just unfortunately am not in love individually with the dress. And I think it just do be like that sometimes. Okay, next up I have paired the peach shirt with the shorts together, and I was very much inspired by this inspo image that they gave me. This feels less like a me outfit and more like an outfit that someone else would wear, compare my little sunglasses with it. And not to be repetitive, but I guess also like I am styling with genuine pieces that I have that I feel would work. But there's a little white bag. I feel like that's very like matchy-matchy. I've also put this pair of shoes that I have from Converse on, which are like a Mary Jane sneaker ballet flat. They're very cute, very comfy. I've been wearing them a lot. But like, I feel like that kind of works with the beachy, I don't want to say nautical, but I am picking up a bit of a nautical vibe. I feel like I said that earlier as well. I'm getting the nautical vibe. I don't dislike the outfit. I think it's a cute outfit. It's just not an outfit I would wear. And I am a picky gal, and I understand that. Let's never discount the amount of difference that like a hairstyle can make to an outfit, because I just did this exact same outfit with a ponytail and I was like, this isn't giving. But now I've just put my hair down and popped a little hairband in a little haphazardly, I apologize. And now I'm like, oh, okay, this is more the vibe. So keep in mind, there are lots of ways that you can style all of these pieces. The recommendation was for a like high-waisted straight leg pair of denim or like light wash pants. And that is what these are. And then like that alone was feeling like super like casual. And I just wanted to like glam it up a little bit, so hence the hair and hairband. And then I went for like matchy shoes and bag, which is a bit chuggy. I'm not sure, maybe, I don't really care. Depending on the year or the season, some people think it's a faux pas, other people are like, no, it's good. When it works, when it doesn't, it doesn't. Can I make cute outfits with things? Yes. Would I like incorporate them into my wardrobe? Not sure. I don't know, let me know what you think. I am gonna skip the pants because they don't fit me. I'm sorry, they don't fit me. It will not make me feel good, and that's okay. That happens. It's hard to fit pants. But let's play with the tops because I feel like I can get the juices flowing there. Okie dokie, I did not have an exact like spot on denim match for this top. I thought the top was very cute with like a denim on denim vibe, so bear with me. I feel like they do look kind of like different. This is the closest one I had. Just go with my vision. But I have these little red flats and I thought it would kind of match with the little peak of the red and white stripes on the top. And then I'm feeling like the hairband's not really giving for this look, but maybe like sunglasses, maybe like that, maybe? You could obviously also flip it out to be the red and white side with the blue on the other side, but I really like the blue chambray side with the red and white peak. Like I think it's fun. So then it's like a little touch of red with the, you know, it's a little different. This piece is probably the most, I don't know, inspiring, I guess. I don't know, I feel like maybe I'm not cool enough to pull this off, but it feels like a cool person top, like with a little red lip too. I feel so like, it's so cool, but I mustn't. I'm not sure if it's like 100% me, but maybe it could be me, you know? Final outfit I've pulled together. I really liked the cami layering thing. I'll be honest, I don't really wear like singlets or camis or off the shoulder or strapless things that much during the daytime or like as a casual outfit because of the sun and trying to like keep my shoulders and back covered and whatnot. So I actually really like a little layering vibe. I just paired it with my little white bag because it goes with everything. I have a lot of like colored bags which I feel like wouldn't quite work, whereas these, like this is obviously a neutral, so you know. And I've popped on my little silver ballet shoes again, so it's kind of like, yeah, girlying it up a little bit. I feel like you could also do the red shoes, but I kind of like the silver. I don't know, I think either could work. I feel like I've been styling a lot of these with a lot of my more like basic or simple pieces just to like make them pop a little bit more because they have like a particular color or particular print that might not perfectly match with like other pieces in my wardrobe that have a color or print. I've just gone for more like basic pieces to accompany them. There's a lot of like red or like peachiness going on, which I just don't have a lot of in my wardrobe, and I also don't wear a lot of like brown, tan, warm tone neutrals, so that's why I'm like white, denim, red. Maybe that's what they were thinking as well. That's me having a little play with the outfits. I'm gonna have a little sit and a little marinate on all of our discoveries and findings. And I'm gonna come back to you with like a final overall review / conclusion. Okay, so final thoughts on my secondhand styling subscription, except it wasn't a subscription because I did the one-off version, but other people could do the subscription. As I've said throughout the video, I think the concept of this is really unique, really cool, really innovative. I think, and I did have this suspicion going into this, having had like a previous experience with something kind of similar, I'm not the target audience for this type of service. I think someone who is a bit more like rediscovering their style or is maybe wanting to experiment and find stuff that's different for them, someone who's just in a different part of their style journey would have maybe a richer experience. I'm interested to see what you think, but I think I could potentially be a bit difficult, right? I think if I had a more like mainstream or like more typical Australian type of style, that there would be more pieces that would work for me. That's what I am assuming. I'm not trying to be like, I'm not like the other girls, because like I kind of am. I'm not dressing alternatively, but I do think like compared to maybe other women around my age, I dress a little more niche-y. Even if it's just like one paragraph or like one line per item explaining why that particular item was picked specifically for me, Lucy, rather than like, hey, here's this item, here is some styling advice. And that styling advice did feel somewhat personalized at times, but also did feel quite general, because at the moment I don't know if the pieces didn't quite connect with me entirely because I didn't provide enough information, or if there was like a reason that I didn't quite understand. And I think if it's going to be a mystery subscription, unlike some other style subscriptions where you are paying a certain amount per month but you get to pick the pieces or something like that, I think if it's going to be personalized but also a mystery, I don't know what I'm paying for necessarily. I think having that personalized element would make it feel a little more worth it to me, whether or not I agree with what they picked out. But equally, someone else could have the same experience with the service and feel like it was really personalized and perfect for them, but I don't exactly know why the pieces were picked for me. Do you know what I mean? Even if it's like there was a bunch of reasoning behind it, I just don't know that because it's not communicated. Oh my gosh, guys, I'm giving like so serious review vibes. I think it's good that they're asking for, you know, a mood board or some pictures of you or for your social media links. I think that's all really good information, but I think maybe having some type of like questionnaire with more like narrow answers that kind of put you into particular categories could maybe help. You know, questions like, do you like this vibe of fashion? And like it's a little mood board and you can be like, you know, yes, no, love it, hate it. Maybe just something more like that that could help like steer away from certain things and more towards others. I don't know, I just think it's very cool. I want it to succeed. So as of today, I have actually packed up and returned my Inro. It had a pre-poed postage label inside and I just took it out, stuck it on the front, and then I just had to drop it off to the post office. It was so easy. I think they have got the like process of the delivery and the returning and the eco-friendliness of the packaging down. Amazing. 5 stars. Obsessed with that process. It was so good. Anyway, that was my experience with Inro. I'll pop like my little discount referral code thing. I'm not like sponsored or anything like that, but if you wanted to try it and you get some money off your initial go, then I'll pop that down below and link to their website. I think the business idea is super cool. So even though I liked some of the pieces, because nothing was like, I need to keep this in my wardrobe, I chose not to, you know, keep for anything and pay for it. But that's also the magic of a clothing rental service. You don't have to keep anything and you don't have to buy things and have them. They can go back into the circular fashion vibe. So let me know what you thought of my mystery selection of secondhand pieces and how I tried to style them. And let me know what other kind of fashion brands or videos you would like to see. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.